stories after his 2022 attack features death as a recurring theme. The 11th Hour by Salman Rushdie. The review by Sheila Kumar gives us this insights. After an artful meld of history, imagination, and some brilliant writing in Victory City, after a show of cold anger in Knife, Salman Rushdie is the elder statesman, or rather the elderly literature in the 11th hour. This quintet of stories is quite self indulgent, with many of the characters being vehicles through which the writer expresses displeasure, pleasure, and resignation about the state of things in India and the world. The characters in the first story, two elderly men in Chennai, senior and junior, are not the most appealing with their cranky demeanor and hidebound attitudes. It must be remarked that senior often wore a trilby and carried a silver handled walking stick when the two would go to the post office to collect their pension chicks. And of course, though they grumbled and griped at each other across their verandas, there was a strong bond between them. When Junior has a fatal accident, we see the immense chasm of loneliness that opens up in front of Senior. Every morning he regretted that he had not died in the night. Thus, the two who were each other's shadow now become one. The takeaway here that life and death are just adjacent verandas. This reviewer's favorite is the second story, that of a discordant musician and a $1 billion baby, set in Kahani, the writer's favorite city, Mumbai, near Bombay, because the city has always been a kind of wonder tale. A marriage takes place between the two aforementioned people. There is a powerful, interfering mother in law. There is an ordinary man who turns into a guru, disseminating his theories, gathering followers by the hundreds, acquiring an associate who goes by the name of Mommy. The musician's father runs off to serve in the guru's soup kitchen. The $1 billion baby is heir to a powerful corporate giant. The musician's powers turn sinister, sending the taxman to hidden lairs in her in law's properties. This is art as destroyer, and ultimately, total devastation descends upon the conglomerates, as indeed it would in any story of good versus evil. Then we meet the melancholy ghost of an academic in a hallowed college in England. The Don wrote a successful book but did not write anything after that for 36 long years. When asked the reason for his long silence, he said, I always wrote out of deep unhappiness, and ever since I came to the college, I have been happy, so writing has no longer felt necessary. The ghost befriends a young Indian scholar who can somehow see him. We read of just what the college did to him, thus precipitating his death. And now it's time for the ghost to take revenge, which he does most satisfyingly. After which we meet a missing uncle and a nephew in search of him. Oklahoma features as home as a place in a musical of the same name as Discovery, a place that blows apart a carefully constructed death as forgiveness and as revelation. The last story involves an old man, old in years as well as sadness, in a piazza, watching the world go by. People quarrel, change, stealing upon everything, and then the past and its ways reclaim the same people and places. When language is encroached upon, she sulks and comes to sit in another corner of the piazza. It is all in a state of flux. Language turns promiscuous. The old man gets his 5 minutes of fame, and finally, words fail them all, possibly language herself too. The parable and its allegorical references to free speech are unmissable. Death casts a light on everything. The consummate storyteller that he is, Rushdie is still playing with words to great effect. We have whimsical pronouncements like the poor were Puritans by night and day. One by one, his friends have gone up in flames. There is nothing that unites a people except their love of the quarrel itself. The quarrel understood as a public art form, as the defining heart of our culture. He explains cricket to persons from non cricketing countries. The test level countries at that time were India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, West Indies, Zimbabwe. Oh, yes, and England, birthplace of the game. Mustn't forget Old Blighty. Wicket what? And of course, there are affectionate tributes to Bombay all through the stories set in India. That city, which was neither of the north nor of the south, but a frontier wheel, the greatest, most wondrous, and the most dreadful of all such places, the place of in between. Other books that you could always read are Mission Saudi by Alok Lal Manas Lal. It is a gripping true story of India's first ever extradition of a predator from Saudi Arabia, a case that tested limits of international law. Then you have Karuna, The Power of Compassion by Kailash Satyarthi. The Nobel Peace Laureate argues that compassion is a most tangible path to justice, equality, and peace, and calls for globalization of compassion. And then we have Never Say Die by Shripal Morakia. It explores the life of businessman, investor, and entrepreneur Shripal Morakia as he witnesses the up and downs of the business cycle and keeps innovating. Then we have Unfolding by Rahul Singh. It is a debut novel which follows an affluent couple, Ralph and Ojas, in Kolkata, and a working class Muslim mother, Zubina, in the city's slums as they navigate love, life, and choices.